Hallelujah.
And we're back. So,
Damn right we are. Wow.
what is the plan?
Is the plan? I don't
You
know.
have purchased a small child's freedom.
Oh. Or as Jen would say it, we have purchased a small child.
Oh, please.
Shut up, Jen.
No, I mean, to summarize, I guess we'll basically encourage her to stay here in the city and with her parents for now. We will give her and her family the contact information of the Amber Eagle somehow, even though
Okay.
we don't have a place to like specifically send or like have stuff sent to contact us, but I'm sure it'll find its way somehow.
Well, if you tell them to contact the Amber Eagle in the north, they will send messages north to the Amber Eagle, which will potentially find you guys.
Yeah, so that's the thing. And then I will provide some money to make sure that she can kind of stay.
Where is she going to live?
Do I? The place that we've been staying isn't the only place in town to stay, right?
No.
Okay. Is
No,
there
because the
some
place we're staying is like expensive as fuck.
Yeah, also
Yeah.
that. Well, that's why I asked, because if it was the only place, then I'm just like, that's not good. Is there someplace that's maybe kind of close to where she's been living with her parents? Or... yeah.
There is the place where the tavern where Caldrax was working nights. The workers' flagon might potentially have rooms where she could stay.
Okay, and that's probably good if he's also still working there at nights, because, like,
That's when she'll be there.
yeah. Probably. Maybe. Yeah, I think that that's probably the best bet, if she's okay with that and if her parents are okay with that.
Well, if you ask her, she is... First of all, she is amazed to find that you've bought her out if you tell her that it was you that did it.
Oh. I mean, like, I don't think I come into the conversation saying it, but, like... You know.
Well, if you don't say anything about it, she sort of asks, like, why am I free now?
Shit, I don't know how to...
Sort of like looks like back and forth between her parents and you.
Trying to think, like, how mystical bullshit do I want to, like, pull and be like, it was just small. She said it was an answer to prayers. No, yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I don't think Kelariis would make a big deal out of it, but I think it wouldn't be in the sense of, like, yeah, I did that. It would be like,
Yeah.
It was the least I could do, and it was something that was, you know, like...
Well, why not say we instead of I?
That is also true. That we thought was... Not we thought. That was something that we could do, and that we were glad to, to take part. Fuck. I can't do words right now that we were glad to do there. I can do words, I promise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she is a mix of ecstatic, confused, scared, anxious. Because yeah, she doesn't know what she's gonna do with the rest of her life now. Like you've set her free. She's lived here her whole life, and now she has to go live somewhere else. But now she's free. But
Oh
what
my
about
God,
mum and
what have
dad?
they done?
I know. I'm sorry. I couldn't. I'm sorry. We couldn't also get your mom and dad right now. But yeah. And it's kind of just like we can. Like for now, we can make sure that you have somewhere to stay and that you can kind of decide what it is you might want to do or pursue in the future. Even if you don't know, like right now, you have so many options now.
God damn it, Rob.
She seems overwhelmed by the idea of this.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I think if you talk about it a little bit with her family, and you sort of say, well, we'll help you find a place to stay, and you can get a job, and you can keep working in the way that you did. I think she starts to become like a little bit more reassured. And her parents are sort of like, well, we'll come and visit you when we can, and you won't be that far. You can always come and see us. And yeah, it probably gets quite emotional. There's probably like a lot of tears.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like, as long as we're in the city, I'm like, if you need anything, you can come and find us. And yeah, and I make it very clear that if they need anything, like if she needs anything or her parents need anything, that to contact, the Amber Eagle up north, wherever we are.
Wherever we are.
We'll be up there somewhere.
Somebody will know how to find us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just have to become famous enough.
Well. Yeah, I think eventually they manage to stop thanking you, and you guys are sort of free to go about your thing as you sort of I guess this scene sort of concludes with you guys at the workers' flagon, sort of securing her a room. You give her the money. Her parents are sort of like, "Oh, we've got to go now, but we'll see you tomorrow." And Caldrax is sort of there behind the bar, just sort of like, "Don't worry about it, kid. I'll look after you." And yeah, and I guess she sort of goes into her room and is sort of like, "I guess I'm going to go to sleep now," because it's been a long day for her.
Yeah.
Long and emotional day.
Yeah. Sorry, we just sprung this on you.
Yep. So, in the second universe, you have freed Maul from her servitude.
Yay! But
Yes.
Only infinite other universes to go.
like, that should be our mission in every universe. We have to free Maul from servitude.
Yay!
I mean, look, maybe there's one where she's not even in servitude to begin with, and that's like...
That's the
Yeah.
best universe.
That is the best.
But what if also in that universe we all died?
No, in that
Well,
universe, we are the
entire
slaves.
world. Yeah. No.
Okay,
in that,
well then we
in that
break
universe,
our
we're
own
the
asses
slaves
out.
that Maul
Yep.
frees.
Wow.
Oh shit, plot twist.
I'd read that story.
Same. Honestly,
But-
same.
If there are infinite universes, that means there is a universe where there is evil Maul, but...
Dun,
No.
dun,
The
dun.
first Maul was kind of evil, but not intentional, so...
I mean,
Do you reckon-
she was
does
like.
that mean there's a
worse.
universe? That also means that there's probably a universe where Maul was like a slave, but also we weren't alive long enough to help her.
Yes,
Let's move on.
we are now getting to the grasp of infinite possibilities.
That's what it means, children, to have infinite possibilities.
How much money should I?
Well, you've paid the 370 for freeing her. It depends how much you want to give her.
How
Because-
much to set her up with rooms and then like?
I mean, if she's paying like room and board costs like you guys have done in taverns previously, it's wow, excuse me. It's probably like 2 silver a night for her.
Okay.
So it depends how long you want to set her up for, or whether you want to give her contingency or anything.
Kind of tempted to just hand her
So
a load of gold.
2 gold, like
I'm trying to
2
think of
gold
like
is
what's a reasonable amount of time to like pay for in advance and then to give her extra.
3.
If you give her 20 gold, she has for 200 nights or 200 days.
That's
yeah.
like
Oh no,
reasonable.
100. Then not 200. 100.
100. Okay, yeah.
20 gold.
20 gold, and
That's
then
like 4 months.
yeah, nearly, and
But
then
like, she's also only 13 and won't be able to get a good job, so you might want to do slightly more.
yeah. I mean, I'm gonna pay for like the room and board bit up front, and then give her extra.
Okay.
Is 25 too much? Do you think to give? Like to knowing that that'll probably be a lot of what she has for a while.
25 is like a decent amount of gold. Like that's more money than most common folk like will probably earn in like a lifetime, basically.
Okay. Maybe that's a bit much then. I will give her 15 then, so that's 35 total, basically. Do that right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so that's what I'll give. So I will pay the 20 for room and board, and then I will give her 15, and... Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, and with that, your pockets lighter, your heart's feeling fulfilled, you end up back at the Eye of Valhalla.
Wait, so we all meet up again?
Yep.
Ah.
It is now like late evening.
Oh man, you guys, me and Grim have been talking about the guild literally the whole day.
Yep.
We have so many ideas.
Well, you're excited.
I'm glad.
However, there's some arrangements that are gonna have to be made, including, well, if you wanna like reap the benefits of the guild, you might wanna consider joining.
Oh my god.
Wow,
I knew
that
this
was
was
a-
coming.
That was a very good segue.
I was like, so we're building a guild hall, and now Grim is gonna be like, so you're gonna join the guild, right?
Of course. I said I would eventually.
Excellent. Well, just it makes everything slightly more convenient, you know.
Fucking Grim.
Wow. Jesus, Grim.
I mean,
Well,
it
No,
does.
Arya, you don't have to be part of the club.
No, it does make everything more convenient. It's just
Classic.
he
Well-
did not say that with pureness in his heart.
This is the part where you get to make your demands. Like, what am I getting for joining the guild? Like, what are your demands for joining the guild?
Yeah.
Don't
what's up with
explain
that?
to them how they have to bargain.
Because
What do I
this
get?
is Vondal's opportunity to go. I want to forge.
See, Grim already promised me a garden, so I'm good.
A garden. I mean, he promised you a grove, which is a little bit more than a garden.
No, he promised a garden. The grove is V's
The
work.
grove is what I'm gonna make of it. He doesn't know shit. He doesn't know what's
Didn't know
coming.
that.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the phrase "give an inch and they'll take a mile"?
He's like, yes, V, you can have your flower patch.
And secretly, she's like, okay,
6
time to
months
grow.
later.
Me in the back of my mind. Oh, she might even grow food. It's like,
Oh, nope.
No, it's
Yeah.
just
Oh, Grim.
trees and
You should know
flowers.
by
Hey,
now.
no. But like, V has plant growth. I can just cast plant growth somewhere and be like, here's more food for a whole fucking year.
Yeah.
You know what?
No,
you know
that's
what
fair.
Vondal wants? A living wage.
Aw.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, that's more than most of the others are asking for, so...
Yeah, probably.
Some water would be nice nearby.
I thought you just did like a couple.
Some water would be nice. Yes, let me drink. Don't let me dehydrate.
So I like that. Like Kelariis is just thinking, and just like some water would be nice, and then Graham just turns around, like offers you a cup, and you're like, no.
No, not that.
Not
Glass
what
of
I meant.
There's
Classic
only
Graham.
one thing worse than that. A child. No.
God.
For some reason that popped in my mind, but it's like there's only one thing I want. It's water. A glass? No. Anyway,
A bigger water.
bigger water.
Oh, good.
Glasses?
2 glasses?
2 glasses?
But what about
Um,
a jug?
A bucket.
No.
A
But
bucket.
what
Anyway,
about you?
Very,
Arya?
very large natural bucket, sure.
A barrel.
Barrel of water.
I promise there isn't a dead body in it.
No.
Aw.
God. But
Yes.
but also, if I join, just know that sometimes I may have to go elsewhere further down the line.
I look. You will of course be like special cases. You
Yeah, I
will
don't
not
think
be,
any of us are gonna have like a fucking 9 to 5 job.
No. But
No, like you'll probably have like even more choice than the average mercenary would. Not that they wouldn't have any choice.
Do we
but-
have any average mercenaries at this point?
I don't know.
Is Fasira average?
excuse you,
But
the
no,
Syrah is fucking great. She's special to me.
Steam begins to
Kelariis-
emerge
Kelariis-
from
Kelariis-
behind.
Kelariis is gonna be that person who demands a wage for her daughter. Or like a raise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
Hey,
for
Ray.
myself though, just the Syrah.
No, we don't have any yet. But like that's when day-to-day things start coming out. Then that's when that will start kicking in. But for now, we don't have anywhere to keep people. So employ them.
Well,
Besides temporary contracts, but that's
yeah. Another point which must be raised. Who will look after this guild hall full time?
that is something we'll have to look into. But
Well, let me put it this way. I can cross that one off the list for you.
are you sure you'd be up for? Well, because you would be kind of confined most of the time, I guess. Well, I guess you would have your freedom still.
I think I'm
Well,
not
you
used
could
to
also help train the other mercenaries like you used to do in Hatcher's Cross.
exactly.
We could help out some rookies.
It wouldn't exactly be work I'm unfamiliar with.
Well,
And it would save you having to spend extra hiring someone else who would undoubtedly want a little bit more from the arrangement than I would ask.
yeah, but you can have a little extra. Maybe not. Maybe you don't want it in money, but we'll find something. To,
All I want is a living wage and some leave from time to time.
that's
I
fine.
thought you were gonna say leaves, like.
Some leaves.
I can give you some leaves.
Yeah, I don't need to ask Grim for leaves. I can ask V for leaves. Show up with like an armful. Here you go.
Well, but that sounds great.
My leaves are high quality, I assure you.
High quality.
High quality VCO leaves.
Well, but what about you, Arya? Like, is there anything you'd require in?
I want a direwolf. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, that was good.
Fuck's sake.
I'm not sure if I can acquire one of those, but we'll look into it.
Honestly, it would be easier if I just acquired it. But, yeah, I don't know. What does Arya want? It's a good question. A
What is it?
direwolf. That's it.
Look, you can just say direwolf, and we'll see what happens.
Loot.
I
and
mean,
a direwolf.
yeah, just like freedom, you know. She doesn't like to be tied down.
Freedom.
Fucking
That's
high
fine.
five on that one, Arya.
Yeah.
But that's like, okay, but that's not like a guildhall demand, so that's fine.
That's
Oh, I
great.
guess-
You two are like, oh yeah, freedom. We don't want to be tied down. Vondal's like, I'm gonna bury myself in paperwork now.
Yep.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that does sound about right.
Hooray! Legal documents.
Mm.
Well, I think that gives us a fairly clear picture of what we'd like to achieve.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So
Now we need to find some people who are gonna help us build a building.
Yay!
yes,
And we probably need to ask people if we can build.
Yay! We need to buy some
Yes.
land. Then we need to hire some people to build a building, and plan the building. Then we need to then we need to plan the building, then build the building, and then we can occupy the building with things.
Well, we also need to know where we get the stuff to build the building.
Oh yeah, we also need stuff to build the building.
well we'll figure that all out. But like Fee and I were considering building it on the edge of, or like near the edge of the forest. To the Elven lands.
Because it's close to my home, and it's close to Silverbrook, and it's close to Hadros Cross, and it's close to Ivywood Market, where there's like lots of like money stuff going on.
And my thought here is, this is gonna mean that we're gonna have to get permission from both the elves and the humans. However, the upside is, since that land is basically useless to the humans and elves, maybe we can get it for a discount.
That is such a grim thing to like consider off the top of everything.
But like, it's like, that's one of those things that you realize in hindsight. It's like, oh yeah, that's convenient.
It is certainly going to be easier to acquire land a little bit outside of town than right slap bang in the middle.
Yeah.
And it would give us more room to play with after all.
Yeah, we'd also need to make sure that there's like an easy way to get there for most people, so we probably need a road or something.
Yes.
That would be helpful.
We probably should acquire some horses, and then a stable to keep the horses. There's so much stuff we need to
And a
build.
direwolf.
Look, we
Shut up.
will look into the direwolf.
We'll get you a fucking direwolf.
I just want to
Calm
ride
down.
a direwolf.
Calm down!
Like, if we're talking about mounts, I'm just throwing it out
Look,
there.
if you keep talking about a direwolf, you're not getting one.
Aw.
Wow. Well, that's
down,
not for him to
But
decide.
Dad!
Sit down and behave yourself, or no direwolf.
It's okay. We'll get you a direwolf.
I'll get you a direwolf
Thanks,
if
Mom.
you stop asking for a direwolf.
If you're
God damn it.
good, you can know
If you're good, Santa Claus will bring you a direwolf.
Yay, Santa. Alright, anyway. But for real, I do agree. We should probably get some mounts.
Yeah.
And, do that.
Well, yeah. We still have how many horses do we have still?
Two.
Two, technically three, because Kelariis can summon one whenever the fuck she wants.
Well,
yeah, but like we don't own that horse. That's like
We don't own.
A magic horse.
We
that
don't
can summon out
own
of
the
nothing.
spirit horse.
no, we don't own the spirit horse.
You
You
never
can't own a
truly
spirit.
own the spirit horse.
so that's like
Spirit horse is wild and free.
that's a different type of concern.
What, the spirit horse?
Spirit horse is also not necessarily it's a horse, it's a celestial in horse form.
Yeah.
Well,
Also true.
The celestial.
In the same way that Lyra is not a wolf, Lyra is a celestial in wolf form.
But yes, so I suggest that we travel up to what's the place called? Markets.
Ivywood
Ivywood.
Market.
Ivywood.
We have to start
Ivywood.
remembering that name because that's where our base is gonna be.
Ivywood
Yeah, we're gonna be like, shit, guys, where do we make our base again?
Ivywood
Wait, guys, we're lost. Where do we live?
Ivywood
No, it's like fucking Minecraft.
I was
Yeah.
about to say that.
is that a waypoint? I can't.
Yeah.
Just
can't
just standing in the middle of the desert. Shit, where's my base?
Oh,
Do we have a map? No.
you know what will
shit.
happen? Goes out on our first adventure. Wait, did anyone put down a waypoint? Ah, no! We forgot to put down a waypoint. Everyone go back.
Quick, let's make a massive pile of dirt so that we can see the surroundings.
Good.
Ah, god damn it. Luka didn't make a waypoint. Someone has to stay with her on the way home.
Amazing.
Luka didn't make a waypoint. Luka has advanced tracking skills, bish.
Who's Luka?
Anyway,
Yeah.
so with visions of
Good.
becoming the best guild in the land dancing in your heads,
Why are we in Santa Land? Like, what's going on?
We're gonna be the very best.
Best.
That no guild
I was-
ever
I
was.
I was thinking more fairy tale, but sure.
Well, like visions of sugar plums dance in their heads, you know?
Yes.
Wow.
So, you guys rest, and I guess we will time skip ahead to the day when you guys decide to leave. If there is nothing else that you want to do.
I think I'm good.
No,
Yeah.
All good.
I think
Wait. Did we decide on taking the staff with us?
I thought we were gonna take it
I
with
think
us.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because-
Come with us, and we're gonna give it to the vault in the Elven capital.
Well, yeah, because we're gonna have to stop by there anyway.
Tallithsyr will also request, with all of the shit that's gone on, Tallithsyr would like to go home for a bit.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I assume since we're stopping by anyway.
You actually have to go quite out of the way to go to Tallithsyr's home. You'd have to go north up the coast by land rather than by sea. But you could go halfway by land and then halfway by sea if you wanted. But...
It's still a reasonable request.
Yeah. We can do
Of
that.
Okay.
Well, I assume we also stop by Kelariis' stuff on the way back. First. Oh no, well, actually, we might not stop by if we go.
Kuma Village is not that far.
Ah, okay.
You guys can go to Kuma.
Unless Kelariis says no, of course.
So,
No, I mean, why would I?
do you guys want to pick up anything before you go?
Well, I guess we need our supplies.
Well, for the purposes of supplies, I'm going to try doing it slightly differently. Where you tell me where it is that you want to go, and I determine how easy it is for you to get there, and then I just charge you a flat gold amount, because I assume that you just pick up stuff as you go, rather than trying to calculate all of the stuff that you're carrying and how much rations you need, and
Yeah,
It
probably
would be
good
more
idea.
convenient.
Right.
Yes, I'd
and
imagine.
yeah, considering you have Vondal as well, if you want to take the option of making it cheaper at the cost of spell slots, you can get there and be sans spell slots when you arrive.
I don't feel like if we're gonna make it cheaper, we're gonna do it through exploration or like through foraging. I don't think we want bland food if we don't have to.
Yeah.
Well, no, can't V make it not bland or something?
Nope, I don't have Presty.
Oh, no, just kidding. Oh, no, we talked about how we wish you could.
What's
do it.
wrong with a little bit of bland food? God,
I had bland
kids
food
these
for a
days,
while.
they want
it's not
so
great.
much.
Like
So,
some
But
things
We
are
can,
worth
just,
money.
you can just buy a shit ton of spice and put it in the bag of holding.
Yeah, we could
We
just
should do that.
buy some
Spice.
flavoring.
so
But then again, that kind of cuts out the point of us not spending money on food.
No, but it's a different type of money and much less.
Wouldn't be less.
So,
Spices are expensive.
if you guys are traveling north to Ivywood Market, it will take you from your current location roughly 5 weeks to get there.
Jeez.
5?
If you go entirely on foot,
Oh, that's.
Oh.
Oh, but we have.
or
to work-
entirely by land. By ocean, it's much faster. If you want to go halfway and then halfway again, it will take you 3 weeks.
Okay.
So yeah,
Is
if you want to stop off at Cheun, which is Tallithsyr's home, that's 3 weeks total. So to feed the whole party for one
Plus horses.
feed the whole party plus horses for 1 day, it is 4 gold, I think.
Did you include Rara in that?
Yes,
Let's see. how
because
much
it is. If my math is correct, it is 7 people plus 2 horses. which should be about
so-
4 gold.
Wait, yeah, something like that. Like a ration, a ration is half a gold, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then horses are like 3 copper.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So yeah, if at roughly 4 gold per day, if you travel for 3 weeks, that is. Let me do the maths.
It's 84.
Yeah, 84.
Yep, 84. So if you guys spend 84 gold, you can get to your destination without any further complications, or you can sacrifice some spell slots or make some checks.
I think we're okay with spending 84, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fine with me.
but it would be nice to explore to see if we can make more, more rabbit curry or whatever.
Yeah, rabbit curry with rice.
Have a curry, baby.
Yeah.
Look,
Rice
I
is
honestly
very
feel
important
like
part
it's
of
gonna
that.
have to be like a tradition that we do that at least once a trip.
All right, let's do a little
Rabbit
bit
Okay,
of foraging.
so in that case, make me a survival check.
Wait,
I have the
who-
best survival.
Do you?
Problem.
I have a +5.
+8.
Oh, really?
Fuck.
Damn.
Ooh.
Get him.
Never
So-
mind. You
Can't
fucking go
believe
for it,
the-
girl.
Am
I'll
I
help you,
am I
though.
being assisted by the party?
Yeah, I'll help
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I actually have +4.
Oh, and considering Arya's background as well, I will let you have a flat bonus to this as well. So
Oof. Oh well, actually that's 27. Sorry.
that's 27. So roll me 1d100.
What?
What do
That's
we
like
get?
the first.
Okay, so deduct 35 from your total.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
Oh
wow.
shit.
Shit.
Holy shit.
Wait, if we
Holy
rolled super
crap.
high, we could have rolled like 0.
Oh my god.
Wait, could we have potentially made money back?
In
That's
theory,
the real question.
Holy shit.
in theory.
Nice.
I love it.
That's kind of cool.
Wow.
Actually.
You needed to roll above 25 to get the full value of the 1d100. So
Oh, okay.
Still though.
That's fine. But we did good. That's a lot of rabbit curry.
It is.
Rabbit curry for days.
So that's now
Oh,
49
nice.
gold.
Oh yeah, I subtracted the entire amount and then added. It.
I see.
Subtracted.
Good. Okay.
cool.
Did we take out the money for Mull earlier?
I don't think we did because we're
If
still
you
at
didn't-
6.9.
Yeah, that seems like a lot. I'll deduct it.
You're at 6.9k gold.
Yeah.
Actually,
Nice.
6.6k.
Fucking Rob! Nice!
Nice.
Oh.
Oh, we're good. We're all.
Why are you like this?
Anyway,
Because we're all a bunch of fucking mean.
so
That's all we are.
I guess
True, though.
the first scene we go to is
Somewhere over the rainbow. Way up high.
Wow.
hang on, I can't find
Sorry.
my. Can't find my map for Kuma Village. I don't know where it's gone.
I think we're missing a scene.
Yeah, we are missing a scene.
Missing a scene.
Oh, no, it's Kuma Beach.
I mean, we can see the beach. The beach is nice.
Let's just start Kuma Beach, yeah. What's that? That's not the right one. Nope, that's not the right one either. Okay. Well, while I continue to look for my missing village. Oh, there they go. Kelariis' village. Okay, there. That's what it's called. That's what I have. That's what I get for not naming things properly. Okay, so our first scene, I guess, is you guys rocking up in, or it would be if I could change the music. Rocking up in Kuma Village. So,
God, I forgot this was the music.
How could you forget?
I don't know. It's been a while.
So, you arrive back in your hometown. It seems fairly quiet in town. Very little seems to have happened since you've left. Like, you guys have been through a pretty stressful couple of weeks, but this town seems ever as sort of calm and peaceful as it was.
Nice.
So, did you come here for anything particular, or is this just a flying visit?
I mean, I think it's just like a stop by and be like, "Hey, parents
Okay.
and brother and other village people that I know."
Yeah.
That I don't know.
Hello, villagers. It's
Hello,
me.
fellow
Yep.
villagers.
I mean, I'd probably be like, "Hey, like, to my
Villagers.
Oh, village.
God."
Thanks for sharing my childhood with me. I'll be eating food.
Okay.
No, yeah, and like kind of just updating my family on like
What
hey,
you have
know,
planned, yeah.
Yeah. Also, look at my cool spear I got.
Yes.
And my sword glows more now.
Yeah. They appreciate being told that you're going off on adventures for once.
Hey.
Wow, low blow.
I mean, it's not wrong.
That doesn't make it any less low of a blow.
Oh, they're right though.
Ferrous used low kick.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, your family are as ever happy to see you. It's a lot less emotional than the last time you came here, but they're definitely still sort of happy to see you.
Yeah.
And as you sort of spend part of the day sort of outside talking to your family, playing with your brother, I'd like people to make a perception check.
Look at here it comes.
Here it comes.
Here it fucking comes.
It's
Oh,
happening.
here it comes. Oh shit.
Who the fuck
Okay.
is Victoria?
It's fine.
Okay, so
Who the fuck is Menno too?
Grim and Arya.
That wasn't Grim, that was Menno.
Grim and Arya, as you are sort of the two of you are sort of somewhat awkward around all of this family stuff with not being able to sort of engage on quite the same level. You are sort of looking around, and you notice that sitting outside of the tiny little tea shop at a table, drinking a cup of tea, is a dragonborn that you have met before.
Call it.
You did call it.
Yeah, you see the woman that introduced herself as Hyasa, who's sitting at the table, and she sees you see her and sort of waves.
Hello, dragon.
Hello.
Uh,
dragon
Guess
lady.
we'll wave back.
Okay.
I'm like thinking back to the last time we encountered her.
She was very nice.
She liked
Swim-
swimming. She was talking about her kids, and she likes collecting things.
And that obviously means dragon.
It
Yep.
does.
It does.
It really does.
Well,
Couldn't possibly just be a slightly quirky woman.
No.
Definitely
No,
a
it's
dragon.
not dragon.
It's definitely a dragon.
the question is, do we engage her in conversation?
Why did you
I
choose
guess we-
engage as the terminology for that?
Well,
Yeah,
you,
that's what it
that's-
is.
yeah, you engage someone in conversation. That's,
Conversation.
Anyway,
this is fine.
do you go over and talk to her?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because I thought she said she wasn't from around.
So you walk over to her. She's sat at the table. As you get closer, you see that she is sat at the table with her cup of tea, but she's also got a small stack of books next to her. And she sort of greets you politely and sort of says, "Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you all again. I must say I didn't expect to run into you quite so soon."
Yeah, good. We didn't actually. Yeah, good day. I guess I would start off with. No, I didn't didn't really expect to run into you either. I thought you weren't from around here.
She nods and says, indeed. No, I'm... My home is further down the coast. I came to acquire a few new things, she says, sort of patting the number of books.
Ah, knowledge.
Yes.
Or stories.
It's the one downside to living a long way away from civilization is very hard to get books delivered.
Yes. What do you prefer? History, just novels, or are you more like just a science kind of person?
She holds up the book that she's got on the top, and she says, "Well, this one is a particularly interesting, more of a newer history. It's essentially well, I suppose one would call it a romanticized retelling of some of the more recent human history in the Second Age. The rest of them are slightly less enthralling tales, but they are, again, history books.
Ah, okay. History is always fascinating.
Yes. I always find that the most compelling parts of history are the people that inhabit it, though.
Well, like, those are the people that are making it. You and me right here are making history. Not that most people will care, of course, but who knows? Somebody will remember.
She chuckles to herself and says, I'm not sure you could call what I get up to making history, but perhaps this is true of you."
How so?
She sort of gestures to her books and cup of tea and says, "Well, must admit I haven't really done a whole great deal of constructive stuff since the start of the day. One could almost say I've been quite lazy."
That's fine. Like every hero or heroine has their off days. You can't be working every day.
She sort of chuckles to herself. She gestures back towards your friends where they are talking and laughing, and sort of says, "Your friend and her family seem to be quite happy here."
Yes, they do seem to enjoy it. I guess that's what happens if you haven't been home in quite some time. Or well, last time wasn't too long ago, but the time before is many years. But that's not my story to tell.
She sort of smiles and says, "Yes, it can get quite lonely on your own at some time." I don't suppose you get home often.
No, but yeah, that's fine. Like, people at home have each other, and I've got my ambitions. The two, I guess I could have made them work together, but you know, sometimes you gotta make sacrifices.
I think there's a tiny little bit of a frown, and she says, "Well, don't sacrifice too much."
Oh well, like it's not like I won't be able to see them. Like when imagine when once I get back up north, I might like take a few like some time off and have a look. But till then, it's time for work. And who knows? Once I have my place set up, they might even drop by at some point. If they can make.
I was gonna say it's probably quite expensive to travel that way.
Look, you can always be optimistic. Also, I could send the money.
That's true.
But then they do run it. They do run an inn, so holidays are not very common for.
Yeah.
No, I can
Well-
imagine not. Still, I'm sure they would love to see you.
Of course, but like it's not. Well, it's only been like a couple of months probably. Maybe a few more. I lose track of time.
It's been quite a while.
Look, like I said, I lose track
Yeah,
of time.
Grim said like, oh, it's only been a couple of maybe a year. Okay, it's been a while.
Slowly increases the time that's passed.
Yeah.
It's only been like a century. It's
Oh no, it's less than a century. Don't worry.
millennia, maybe. I don't know.
Look, unlike some people, like I didn't have to avoid home. I just
Yeah.
didn't have much reason to go back that often.
Well,
Besides visiting.
when you were in the army, you went back, like when you had leave. But when you were sort of working freelance, it was when you had the time.
Yes.
Would it know? Hyacinth sort of turns to Arya and sort of says, and what of you? Where do you call home?
Well, I'm actually from the Feywilds, so it's quite. I hesitate to say I'm far away from home because I'm technically never actually that far away from home, but it's complicated.
Yes, I can imagine being from a different plane is somewhat strange.
I would like to
Yeah.
insight check that mainly for the reason like how she speaks, like because she's always like oh yeah, I didn't expect you to meet you quite yet, and like and then she had the other statement where it was like
Sure.
it's like she's been saying some weird things as if she knows more than she's letting on.
Because she's a motherfucking dragon.
Boom.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, Grim!
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Well, here's where we discover absolutely nothing.
Here's where we discover she's a motherfucking dragon.
Here's what we
If
discover.
she rolls higher than a 19, you still don't know anything.
Yeah. Well,
Really-
that's only. Is that only if she's actively hiding it, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so with your 19, there is. She definitely has way more interest in. Like, this isn't just a passing interest in how you are, like, what you're doing, where you come. It's not like sort of like a conversational thing where you just sort of say to someone like, oh, so where do you come from? And it's just like, you don't really care what the other person says back to you. She has a specific curiosity in you guys.
Wow.
God, she's a dragon.
I guess I'll just keep that in mind.
Or maybe she's a fiend.
No, I would know if she
Would you though?
would.
I mean, not without making a check, you
Oh, yeah.
wouldn't.
That's true.
Kelariis would if she define sensed it.
Yeah,
There's no
that's
reason to define
here.
sense.
Yeah, but I guess we go back to Arya's question.
Well,
Or the question.
the question ended with, yes, I suppose coming from a different plane, it must be somewhat unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty. It's odd sometimes. I will admit. But I've spent a while on this plane, so not that.
Yeah, so she nods, sort of finishes her cup of tea, and sort of stands up, puts the books under one arm, and sort of says, "Well, I suppose I had best head back. It was lovely to meet you again."
Yes, likewise. Do you expect to meet us in the future again? Because I feel like our paths will cross.
She looks at you quizzically and sort of says, "Well, I certainly hope so." If you're ever around again.
Well, who knows? Well, have a nice day.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess she just offers like a hand to shake.
I'll shake the hand.
Okay. Yeah, and with that, yeah, she bids you farewell.
Interesting.
Okay. So, I guess that means you guys are headed on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Luigi.
We will take a brief break.